are prepared in these hospitals. A total of 280 medical workers are on standby at the above-mentioned hospitals, comprised of paramedics and specialists. 25 road ambulances have been deployed and medical supplies provided by the National Medical Stores. Medical equipment has also been provided for at the Mandela National Stadium. Inspections have been conducted for the accredited hospitals, and health workers in the said facilities have been accredited to provide support for the duration of the tournament. Events operation. The main event, the main host venue, Nambole, has been prepared to be a center of events in the tournament duration. Associated events include the matches themselves. However, the complementary events include media events, accreditation, entertainment, performance, meals, and catering, among others. The law commends the procurement of service providers suitable to provide services for the high-end tournament. PPDA granted a waiver from the procurement processes and accredited the use of the alternative CAF-based procurement policies. This was in bid to ensure services are not unduly delayed due to the rigorous process of public procurement. The LOC has accordingly commenced the engagement of suppliers through a specific purpose tender committee, which is supported by the procurement terms of the government. Finance. The CHAN 2024 hosting obligations are outlined in the 7 guarantees issued by the host government. A key obligation was for the co-host countries to jointly remit $39 million to the Confederation of African Football for the expense of the tournament. Uganda complied with this requirement in April 2025 when the sum of $13 million was dispersed to CAF. In addition to the above settlement, LOC evaluated the local requirements to ensure a successful event. The local operations are defined under the 13 subcommittee areas in the proceedings sections and were estimated of about 28 billion shillings. Whereas it was expected by law that this expenditure would be accommodated under the $13 million dispersed to CAF, it's now not evident that CAF has not agreed to accommodate the local operations. Government has taken a position in view of this to identify alternative revenue, alternative resources to ensure the local operations are funded. Security and safety, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. The interagency joint forces are prepared to secure the tournament. The interagency security planning has been concluded and being implemented. The security team has been also trained by CAF on standards and expectations for CHAN 2024 tournament. Routes to and from different venues and hotels have been secured, and the traffic management plan is in place. Given the sensitivity nature of security services, I'm constrained to provide a detailed operational plan. Honorable colleagues, Madam Speaker, it's my prayer on behalf of the Minister of Education and Sports that Parliament recognizes and appreciates the state of readiness and accept assurances to deliver a successful CHAN 2024 tournament. I beg to submit, honorable members and right honorable speaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Sports. First of all, I want to thank the Ministry and Government of Uganda for ensuring that we have the infrastructure that you have mentioned. It's a big achievement for us that now we have that infrastructure so we can be able to host AFCON. But as I said before, this is a precursor to hosting of AFCON. How we host AFCON, how we host CHAN will determine on how we will be ready to host AFCON. Yes, Susan?
Thank you very much.
Let's first hear from Shadow Minister, the one who raised the issue.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and I thank you for taking this issue very serious. As like you said yesterday, when we are hosting some events like CHOGAM Namanigi 77. The way the events are marketed is not the same way we have seen Chan being marketed. When you say that you have given out FUFA 1 billion, in which period? I think this would have taken like 3 months back to do activations, experiential marketing, using all sorts of marketing so that the public can feel the event. This Chan is a Ugandan thing because it's the Ugandan government that has put their money. So the public need to own it and to feel it that it's part of theirs. But I think, Madam Speaker,
when was FUFA given the 1 billion?
That's what I wanted to know. I think it doesn't take, it's not 1 week back. Now the event is starting on Saturday, the main event, and our first match is on Monday. So what kind of awareness are you going to create in this short period? So my request is, as you are preparing for AFCON 2027, is to use this Chan as a benchmarking project. Next time, especially during the AFCON 2027, we must provide a big budget for marketing, because if we don't market, it's like we have a beautiful thing, but we have covered it deep down our beds. So, Honorable Minister, I think you should also think of using professionals in their fields. If you had professionals in marketing, they would have advised you before and wouldn't be in such a thing. Thank you very much. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Take notes, then you respond.
Thank you.
Susan.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank the Minister for the report that he has tabled here. And it is very clear that, Right Honorable Speaker, this Parliament has played a big role in boosting sports. And I want to thank the President for the choice of the ministers who are managing this sector. Right Honorable Speaker, from the beginning, when the government chief whip now was put in the Ministry of Sports, we started to see a shift from stagnation, and the sports started moving forward. I am very glad that Uganda now has an opportunity to host an international event like this one. And we want to thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for always pushing for the budget for sports in this country. How I wish that other sports should also be treated the same way football is treated, so that we can have those who have the love for netball, for basketball, for other sports also enjoy where they feel like. Because currently, as it stands, we are treating football like it is the only game, and it is given more attention than other sports. Right Honorable Speaker, I pray that in the subsequent budgeting, we should consider giving enough money to other sports, because they have lifted us. Uganda is now known in athletics. We are doing quite well, and I want to believe that because of the small budgets that we've been putting there. But if we increase this, then we can be able to market this country, and we shall be able to attract more tourists into this country. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. In the last budget, all the federations have sufficient funds. Chairperson of Parliamentary Sports.
Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity. And I want to thank the Minister. Right Honourable Speaker, yesterday when we were raising these issues, we raised them because we appreciated the role Parliament had done and the Ministry, especially the Minister for Sports, the Honourable Peter Ogwang. And we want to thank you for a very comprehensive report. The facilities, Right Honourable Speaker, we have visited them. In fact, some of them we've even played there. the ex-internationals played against Parliament of Uganda in Kadiba. So the facilities are really top class, and we want to thank you for the supervision, for the effort. You are the right person in the right job. Right Honourable Speaker, the concern we raised yesterday, and that we shall continue to maintain, regarded publicity of this event. And I am glad to hear, Right Honourable Speaker, that 1 billion shillings has been given to FUFA to do the publicity. Even if the time between now and the opening of the games is very short, we only hope and pray that the 1 billion will be utilized sufficiently for purposes of creating publicity. Minister, if we don't publicize these games, the stadium will be empty, and that will not be very good for the country. So can we marshal all our efforts? Can we marshal all our resources to ensure that we have a robust publicity mechanism for purposes of having full stadiums? Otherwise, it will be a very big embarrassment. Right Honourable Speaker, the minister did report.
Just a minute, just a minute. In this schedule here, the subcommittees, that publicity was supposed to come under which committee? Commercial and marketing or communication and signage?
Madam Speaker, their publicity has two components. The way CAF guided us as LOC was that these subcommittees, there are those where we have to have government representative chair, and there are those where they requested the federation, which is directly aligned to them, to chair. And for purpose of the record here, guest management and hospitality was given to the federation. Events operation, because it's the main event, was also given to the federation. Communication and signage, for purpose of informing the country what's happening, was given to government. Medical and anti-doping was given to government. Security and safety was given to government. ICT and accreditation was given to government. Infrastructure was given to government. Legal and brand protection was given to the federation. Workforce and volunteer, legal and brand protection was given to government. Workforce and volunteers was given to the federation. Team services was given to the federation. Commercial and marketing was given to the federation. Spectator services and fans experience was given to the federation. Finance was given to government. Now, where does the issue of funds coming for purpose of publicity? It's in two lines. Number one, there's the one in charge, communication and signage. Number two, there's one which is in charge, that is the one of commercial and marketing. And remember, friends, how did the CAF guide us? This is a CAF event. In as far as commercial and marketing is concerned, they have a right, they reserved it for purpose of their competition. So all in terms of who gets out to give out what, it's them. This is their tournament. No longer they have their sponsors. So when we are working in with them, we have been very careful to ensure that we do not cross the line which they are directly involved, and we also don't over push in our authority on the competition. But above all, Madam Speaker, in all what is coming out, if I refer to the paragraph of finance, because that's where we have one critical issue. My statement is here, clear. It says, and I want to go to the paragraph, which I said, in addition to the above settlement, the LOC evaluated the local requirements to ensure the success. No, let me say, whereas it was expected by LOC that these expenditures would be accommodated under the $13 million dispersed to CAF, it is now evident that LOC, in their operation, which I also want to say for the record, it is a Pamoja tournament. Uganda is having one group. Tanzania is holding two. Kenya is holding two. So this money, which we all paid, we expected the $13 million to cater for the operations of this tournament, both as one tournament. The challenge which has arisen is the expenses for CAF in Uganda are not the same as expenses for CAF in Tanzania and CAF in what? In Kenya. No wonder we have come with an area where we have deficits, and these deficits are the ones which government internally has taken a position to raise money locally to support us in our in our quest to have this tournament managed. And that's what is coming now to affect areas of publicity. How do we handle it? Should we leave it as a CAF event alone, Madam Speaker?
So you've given the 1 billion for us to see how to support.
Yes, support the publicity of the event, which is meant to be done by CAF according to what we have agreed with the CAF. But initially, all this work was meant to be undertaken by the Confederation of African Football. And Madam Speaker, also I want to put this on record, because I don't want people to come out here and say, we have given for 1 billion, 1 billion. Why FUFA? This is a football.
Because I was going to ask you, why didn't you give to the committee and you give it to FUFA? Why are you giving FUFA?
Madam Speaker, I want first to put this on record. This is a football event. Number two, the experience on how they manage to raise funds to come to their games during other competition is their experience and expertise they have. So as a local organizing committee, we found it prudent that we use them to help us as government, based on the time now we have, to go out and carry out this civic and popularize the event across the country. And as of this morning...
So when did you give them the money?
Madam Speaker, it is actually undertaking we have had, which we are going to formally do it.
You're going to give them the money.
Exactly, but I
want... You have not yet given.
Listen to me.
Honorable members, it should be on record that they are going to give the money they have not yet given. Because we don't want anything that happens to be associated to FUFA. Let it be an issue that it has been from the Federation,
Madam Speaker,
from CAF, but now FUFA is going to come in to support.
Madam Speaker, I'm taking this undertaking, having had a meeting and having chaired a meeting as the co-chair of law for purposes of us moving forward to ensure that the event is properly publicized across the country. And I want to confirm this morning, I have got information from various parts of the country that the Federation has swung in action. There are radios moving all over most of the major towns in the country. There are also radio advertisements taking place in major parts of the country. This commitment will be fulfilled as government between us and the footballers who are the Federation of Uganda Football Association. So in as far as this is concerned, I want to call all of us, honorable colleagues, it's our responsibility to ensure that the country joins us to support the most historic football event in the country. And for some of you who have been following football, I was a young boy who used to watch this competition on TV. But today, I can confidently say history has been made in Uganda, that we are hosting the event in Uganda. And I want us to appreciate, despite the few challenges which we might have, please, let's support the government, the Federation, and CAF in hosting this event. I thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Yes.
Right Honourable Speaker, there was an interruption as I was making my case.
The interruption was because I wanted a clarification. One, has the money been given, and why was it to FUFA?
Yes.
Now, we've got a clarification. The money is not yet given, but because FUFA has the expertise, that's why it is going to be given money to support.
Yes, thank you. Right Honourable Speaker, relatedly, on the issue of publicity, I want to find out from the Minister how you are utilizing the ex-internationals who have played in Chan and who are no longer active and who are prepared to play roles, because we have also received, and one time I had an opportunity of bringing a good number of them to you, and you met them and they are out there because they think they have a role to play. But Right Honourable Speaker, the Minister did say we paid $13 million to CAF. And as far as I'm concerned, Uganda was the first country to make that financial commitment. Kenya and Tanzania, I am not so sure whether they have fulfilled their obligation.
Honorable Asuman, those are not issues for discussion here. Our issue of discussion, because you're making a breach. That's a breach on the agreement that has been signed. Our issue has been answered by Honorable Minister. That let's all join. One, we are going to make sure the advertisement is going to be massive. Let's all join in ensuring that we popularize the game.
Now let me conclude. I'm now concluding. Or not on that one. So
I am saying, as Parliament of Uganda, we have got a report from the Minister of Sports. Can we own this game as it is a country game? It is only sports that does not differentiate whether you're opposition or whether you're government. It is one that brings all of us together. So can we now get out and ensure that this game is well attended? This game is owned by all of us. It is our game. And Honorable Minister, where you need our support as Parliament, we are available.
Madam Speaker, first of all, I want to continue thanking you and your deputy and the entire Parliament. Secondly, I want to say this. On the question of the use of ex-international, CAF guided that we put a portal for those to apply to become volunteers. And to be honest, this was an open portal. I am very sure some of the members of the ex-international among the 500 volunteers I have talked about. And the reason I came here late, I was actually in Ambole chairing a meeting on looking at a few areas where we needed to improve. The question which again you brought about the role of the other partner states, all of us have paid the money. No wonder we are ready to host, and I want to confirm, Madam Speaker, that I will lead a delegation for the official opening ceremony on 2nd in Dar es Salaam on behalf of the government of Uganda. On 4th, Madam Speaker, allow me to say this. Because CAF is the one in charge of this event, honorable members, we will be giving a few complimentary tickets. And I want to say this. Colleagues, the cars, not all our cars, will be permitted to have access to the venue. It is only those tickets with CAF stickers. It's only those vehicles with the CAF stickers which will have access to the main stadium. I want to request, all of us are big people, but bear with us and bear with security for purposes of this event. Number two, I want to encourage us, Right Honourable Speaker, if you want to have access to the games, feel free to log into the portal and get the tickets. CAF has insisted all the tickets are sold online. So I don't want anyone to begin saying, the government, what? No, it is a CAF competition. They are the ones who are collecting the money, they are the ones who will be able to say how to spend this money, and they are the ones who will be able to divide this money according to the 3 partner states and leave projects here. As I conclude, how much I did
Honorable
mention...
Minister, our interest is the fan base, especially when our teams are playing.
I want to say this, that how much it is 10,000 ordinary, 30,000 and 50. And be aware that they are most likely to have 2 games in a day. So when you pay your 50,000, it implies that you're going to watch 2. I encourage you to come to the stadium early enough. We have given a traffic plan. And I want to repeat here, cars heading to Jinja, there will be a cutoff from Nalia roundabout to Namugongo to Seta. Cars coming from Jinja for the purpose of the day of the game, and also from the time of beginning at 11, because we expect the stadium to be open at midday. I want to appeal to you to work with security for purposes of us not ensuring we cause confusion during the time of the competition. Madam Speaker, last but not least, Chogam Nam. The rights of Chogam Nam were in 99% government of Uganda. CAF, government of Uganda, their rights and obligations. And that's why I thank you for understanding me that where the rights and obligations were for CAF, we have come in to put a backup measure to ensure we inform and continue publicizing the event. The other one was the ones my sister talked about, the federation. I want to thank Parliament and us for providing a 31 billion for subvention to National Council of Sports to support the federation. I am also happy to report, in line with the new law, all of them have undergone a checkup and registration. There were 51. I am reliably informed about 5 federation and session did not meet the criteria. So that now brings us to a small number. With that, Madam Speaker, I want to conclude by thanking the President, my senior minister, and all of us for continuing to support the sports development and sports infrastructure in our country. And I want to say that the NRM government is committed in ensuring that the sports fraternity and the promotion and identification of our children's sports talents is achieved.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I also want to thank the Minister
Thank you, Right
of
Honorable.
Sports for the stadium in Hoima. I so happened to see the stadium and I was very, very impressed. I now know where our money went. The stadium is really good and the works are ongoing. One, thank you for the sports infrastructure and how we wish in the next budgeting season we have training grounds in different cities around the whole country. And, and that now takes me
There's
to
already
the
money. There's already money in this budget cycle.
There is the money that the President talked about, money which was meant for Mbarara Kacheka Stadium. We want an explanation on what happened to that money of Kacheka. I also know that we gave money to Masaka. We'll also want an explanation on what happened. Can we go to the next item? Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Item 3.2, statement by Minister on the status of preparedness for electronic voting in the 2026 general elections.
It should be electronic identification of voters, not voting. Identification of voters.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I wish to formally inform the House that I am in possession of a copy of a letter addressed to the Speaker dated July 30th, 2025, signed by Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, where he is requesting for more time in order for this report to be presented on the floor. In the circumstances, Right Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Minister, you're reading a letter which was addressed to me and I have not seen. I've not seen it.
I have stated, Right Honorable Speaker, that I am in possession of a letter addressed to you and copied to me as Government Chief Whip, signed by Norbert Mao, Minister, where on the last paragraph he says, "We are therefore unable to present a comprehensive report today as directed. It is my request that you allow us more time to report. 2 weeks will be enough for us to finish consultations."
There's an order here.
At least I have my copy here, because it is copied to me and I can lay on table.
Honorable Government Chief Whip, it is bad manners for you to get a copy of a letter addressed to me. I have not received it, and and it is used as reference.
Right, Honorable Speaker, you give me the
Madam
floor.
Speaker, I may just put it on record that you may not blame me. The letter is copied to me. I received my copy. Maybe we blame the messenger who was meant to deliver this letter to the respective offices. At least I have received mine, and the copy is here.
Item 3.
I think next time we need to be more smarter. We need to be more smarter. Let's get to know what is happening before we come to the House to avoid some embarrassments. Honorable members, in the public gallery, we have NRM party registrars and village chairpersons from Gwere County. Soroti District, they are represented by Honorable Adeke Ann. You're most welcome. Please stand up. Thank you so much. The NRM registrars represented by Honorable Adeke, and the flag bearer of that area is Honorable Ariko Habat Edmond. Most welcome. Thank you so much for coming. In the public gallery this afternoon, we have pupils and teachers from Bishop West Boarding School, Mukono. They are represented by Honorable Bakireke, Betty Nambose, and Honorable Nabukera. You're most welcome, children. Thank you for coming. Join me in welcoming them. Still in the public gallery, we have pupils and teachers from Giving Tree Primary School, Buikwe. Buikwe South, they are represented by Honorable Lulume, Dr. Lulume, and Mutasingwa. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We have in the public gallery a delegation of the Nubian community from Katikamu. Nubian community from Katikamu, Luero, they are represented by Honorable Kirumira and Hassan and Honorable Brenda Nabukenya. They are here to observe the proceedings of their petition. They have a petition to be presented. You're most welcome. Thank you. Next.
Item 3.3 on the order paper, statement by Minister on the state of roads and status of road projects in the country.
Honorable members, you recall yesterday we were supposed to have a discussion and a presentation of this report. And the Honorable Fred, the State Minister, was then ready. However, the members raised various related issues regarding the state of roads, and in their own view, the members requested that we have the report. You know, you can just have a brief seat. We could have a presentation done today and have a discussion done comprehensively. And the General himself is here to present. And pursuant to Rule 54 of the Rules of Procedure, the Minister of Works and Transport will present the report. Honorable Katumba. I hope it was uploaded.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, this report I'm sure was uploaded because we sent it for that purpose, but I'm also laying on table a copy of the report and also copies of accountability. Right Honorable Speaker, there's been a lot said about the money which has been given to the ministry and no work is being done, nothing seemed to be done. Right Honorable Speaker, when we came here last time, before Parliament adjourned, we raised a concern about how much we owe the contractors, and at that time, it was about 1.3 trillion. Right Honorable Speaker, Parliament directed that we be given the money to meet that backlog in terms of payment to the contractors. Right Honorable Speaker, we were given, out of the 1.3 trillion, we were given 462 billion, and that's the money we are counting in one of those documents. We have accounted for that money, 462 out of the 1.3 trillion, which was requested to do. So before I even go into the main report, that gives a brief on why even many of the contracts are not running, because we owe the contractors a lot of money. Allow me, Right Honorable Speaker, to go through my report. Right Honorable Speaker, this statement is a follow-up to the one I presented to this House in August, on this August House, on 14th May 2025, regarding the state of roads infrastructure in this country. Right Honorable Speaker, I think I'll go on record to be one of the ministers who is always here lamenting and crying about money, because the truth is I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get to be able to deliver the services.
Honorable Government Chief Whip, is it possible for finance to be here? Because if ministers' problems are on money, if the problems are on money, can we have finance here and we understand why these things are not being done?
Right Honorable Speaker, this report is intended to update Parliament on the status of implementation of the National Roads Project, outline the effects of funding shortfalls in the current financial year, and reaffirm my ministry's strategy and readiness to provide the service when required.
There's a procedure matter.
Right Honorable Speaker, you send the government chief whip to call the Minister of Finance. Would it not be procedure right for the Honorable Minister to wait until the ministry is around so that they answer issues which are going to be raised in the report, other than going ahead in their absence? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
The report is uploaded. The presumption is that these ministers or all the members of Parliament have the reports and they should have gone through them. Let the minister go ahead to read, and then on the specifics we shall find out from finance.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Uganda's national road network currently consists of approximately 21,292 kilometers, of which 6,312 kilometers are paved. Paved means that's tarmacked, and the remaining 4,980 kilometers are unpaved. The Ministry of Works and Transport, through the Department of National Roads, that's the department now responsible for the national roads, in replacement of UNRA. What we have done is that, unlike what used to happen before, where like when the UNRA was coming, they dismissed everybody, we have absorbed nearly, as of now, 75% of all the personnel of UNRA in the ministry. And so the people in this Department of National Roads are the same people who have been running the national roads in this country. Following the repeal of the National Roads Authority Act, the Department of National Roads under the ministry now manages all ongoing road works, previously under UNRA. As of July 2025, the active portfolio under implementation comprises of the following. We have 28 road upgrading projects. Upgrading, that these are roads which are going to be upgraded from gravel to tarmac. 10 roads under rehabilitation. These are roads which have been highly degraded and have to be rehabilitated. 11 bridges which are being constructed. These projects are financed through a combination of Government of Uganda funding and development partners support. In addition, the ministry continues to manage the National Road Maintenance Program, covering both the paved and unpaved network. For this financial year, 25-26, the total Government of Uganda requirement for the National Roads Program is 3,153,000,000, broken down as follows. 2,082,000,000 is for the ongoing works, those projects which are ongoing, and the lists are in the annexes which are attached to this document. Land acquisition, which is a very big consuming aspect of the road construction, and counterpart funding obligations. When we get funds from the foreign funders, that we are required to provide counterpart funding in some of the projects for us to meet the requirement. In addition, 1.071 trillion, this is now for arrears carried forward from 2024-2025. 1,071 billion. These are arrears, which means we have the IPCs, the certificates have already been given, but we cannot pay because we don't have the money.
General, just on that.
Yes, ma'am, it is within the statement. Against this requirement, only this financial year, 25-26, out of the 3.15 trillion which you require, what has been provided in the budget is 682 billion. The MTF. This leaves a gap of funding or financing of 2 trillion. This represents only 22% of the required funding. A continued decline in Government of Uganda allocations over the NDP3 period. Government contribution have continued to reduce from 1.86 trillion in financial year 2020-2021 to 682 billion in this financial year 24-25, with the latter representing only 20% of the NDP target for that year. This sustained underinvestment has led to accumulation of certified debt, stalling of ongoing projects, and deterioration in the condition of the road network. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is a matter we have talked about day in, day out. We seem to be doing the same things and expecting different results. It can't happen. We have to change the way we do business if we are going to expect different results. And so, with this kind of funding, I don't think we are going to make any bigger difference. Right, Honorable Speaker, the implementation of the ongoing road and bridge projects under ministry has been significantly disrupted due to prevailing funding shortfalls. Although partial payments were effected in Q4 of 24-25 on some of the projects, the amounts released were insufficient to restore full momentum. Most contractors have not resumed full operation, and most project sites remain partially mobilized or idle. Right, Honorable Speaker, as of July 2025, 27 projects have been affected by either full suspension or significant reduction in progress. These projects include the following: 18 projects fully funded by Government of Uganda, where contractors have suspended or slowed down works due to delayed payment. 9 externally financed projects where delays are primarily attributed to the government's inability to provide timely counterpart funding for land acquisition, taxes, or enabling works. The following projects are currently fully suspended due to non-payment. 1. Masindi Biso Kavali Kizilamfumbi. This is a critical oil road. And the amount of money demanded by the contractor.
Right Honorable, thank you very much.
Yes, a procedure matter.
Right Honorable, this is the Parliament that approves the government policies and budgets. And the Senior Minister of Works is here saying he wants to lament. And this is a statement that would be presented to where resources are located in the cabinet. Is it procedurally right for the Minister of Works, the Senior Minister, to come here to lament and to show that there is a failure of government, especially at cabinet level, and even knowing that the ministers of finance and the president, they sit there. So is it procedurally right that you are presenting to us, and what do we expect? And when the Minister of Finance is not here, and it's not cabinet. So is it procedurally right? I thank you.
Honorable Kwizera Eddie, we did ask for this report. In one of our roles of oversight, representation, we as representatives of the people of Uganda found out that much as we gave out money for construction, we appropriated, we did not release, we appropriated money for the works that are supposed to be done. The works are not ongoing. And that's why we are asking the minister what happened. Now, the minister is telling us reality. He's giving us the reality. That what is happening, yes, much as you approved to give me money for the works of, say, Moroto, Mitiana Mubende Road, I have not been given the money. There is a difference between an appropriation vis-a-vis release. So for the minister to give a statement is giving accountability of what is happening in his docket. So is procedurally right? Let him give us a report. As a house, the mandate is on us to take a decision on what to do. But information is very important for us as a house, because we must be able to account to the population out there that yes, we are here, we are your representatives, we allocated money for you, but this money has not been available, maybe because of other priorities. Yes, I don't want, let the minister finish his report, then we can bring all those procedural issues. Let the minister finish.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the protection. As I was saying, the following projects are currently fully suspended due to non-payment. Masindi Biso Kabari Kiziramfumbi, one of the critical roads, we are demanded 111 billion to a contractor. So we can't expect that contractor to continue working. Najanankumbi Busabala is suspended because the contractor, we owe the contractor 44 billion, and also we need money for land acquisition. Moroto Rektanyara, this one is about 80% progress, but we need to find the money so that the project can be completed. Mitiana Mubende, we gave the contractor out of the money which was appropriated, the 462 billion, 39 billion out of the IPCs which he had, but now what he told us is that all that money, he used it to pay the debts and pay the suppliers, and right now he needs another 30 billion, which is not in the budget. Kampala Jinja Highway, that one, we had to now use the internal mechanism of the ministry to intervene, and that's what you see the works going on that road is by the ministry internal capacity, the unit which is working on that road to put some sanity on the road. The following projects are progressing but at a reduced rate due to delayed payments or incomplete land acquisition. Land acquisition is another nightmare. Kilaka Sangat Matuga, the number of properties which we have not yet paid for. Kisubi Nakauka Natete, Nakauka Mauguru Nanziga, Nakauka Kasanje Mpiji, Nakauka, Kasanje Buaya, and Entebbe Nachuogo. This is one project within that area, but the challenge of that project is mainly land acquisition, because the contractor accepted to do a pre-financing arrangement, which was agreed on with the Minister of Finance for 2 years, but he needs land for him to work.
How much is supposed to be paid to the PAPs?
The PAPs is 380 billion. Ari Nebi Road, this one's about to be completed, but again, the progress is slow. We need to. Matuga Semtoka Peka, this one, Abeka, who's the local contractor, demands about 44 billion. Karuma Pakwachi Road, this one is progressing. The contractor, China Railway 7, together with NEC, they demand about 20 billion. Busunju Kivoga Hoima Road, this is under reconstruction by again Abubeka, who's demanding us another 30 billion on this particular road. Karuma Orio and the Orio Pakwach sections, these are being addressed, and I think very soon they'll be finished. Additionally, key bridge projects remain under construction but constrained because of funding, and the progress is ongoing, but it could be better if we had a reliable fund release. Katonga Bridge, including Rera and Kalanda's Swamp crossings along Masaka. Then the Upper Katonga Bridge, that's Kabula Soke, Villa Maria Road. And Seziwar Bridge on Kayunga Mukono Road. The cumulative effects of these suspensions and delays has led to slow absorption of project resources, exposure to financial claims, risk of asset deterioration, and reputational concerns. If not urgently addressed, these disruptions will compromise Uganda's ability to deliver critical national infrastructure and maintenance of the existing network. Impact of the inadequate funding. The funding shortfall of 2.472 trillion in this financial year has had far-reaching consequences on the implementation of the National Roads Program. These impact manifest across land acquisition, ongoing project performance, the paved road network, and maintenance of gravel roads. Impact on land acquisition and project commencement. Land acquisition remains a prerequisite, and this is in the Constitution, I think Article 26, for access to site and commencement of physical works. The delay or absence of funds for land compensation has constrained progress on both government of Uganda projects and also externally funded projects. The lack of access to site has, A, prevented contractors from mobilizing, leading to suspension of activities. Triggered claims for idle equipment, because it's in the law that the contractor cannot, if you can't give him access to land, then we charge you idle equipment. The ministry currently requires 843 billion in total to complete land acquisition obligations in financial 2025-26 on all ongoing projects, including those funded by donors. And the list is in the annexes which I've provided. Impact on ongoing projects, areas and claims. Right Honorable Speaker, the under allocation in 2025-26 has further compounded certified areas carried forward from the previous year, which, as I stated earlier, is 1 trillion and 71 billion. These areas relate to completed or ongoing works for which certificates were issued and approved. Failure to clear these obligations has resulted in the following. 1, suspension or reduced performance on 27 ongoing projects. The lists are in the annex. Accrual of commercial interest on delayed payments estimated at over 48 billion in financial year 2025-26 alone. Delays in execution of co-finance projects, potentially affecting Uganda's credibility with development partners. Additionally, the continued accumulation of unpaid certificates discourages private sector confidence, increases future unit cost, and may result in government being classified as high-risk client in the infrastructure contracting market. The impact on paved roads. Honorable Speaker, Uganda's paved road network, now standing at 6,312 kilometers, is experiencing increasing structural distress due to insufficient maintenance, deferred interventions, increased traffic and climate change. And according to the latest technical assessment, 2,460 kilometers, which is 39% of the network, require urgent intervention as follows. 1,993 kilometers require periodical maintenance, like what we did on Northern Bypass. 260 kilometers require rehabilitation. 270 kilometers have deteriorated to the level of reconstruction. These include roads like Gulu, Atiak, Nimule, which need total reconstruction. Honorable Speaker and members, periodic maintenance intervention costs about 880 million per kilometer if you do it within time. If not implemented,
888.
Yes, and 88 million shillings per kilometer. If not implemented, these roads degrade and instead require rehabilitation, which costs up to 2.59 billion per kilometer. Again, if this is not done, so the deterioration of the 1,993 kilometers due for periodical maintenance further into rehabilitation would result into preventable fiscal loss of up to 850 billion. This, however, does not even include the direct cost for road users, such as vehicle maintenance, the accidents which happen as a result, etc. If roads already earmarked for rehabilitation are neglected further, they transition into reconstruction category, just as what we are doing on Masaka to Mutukura Road, which costs 3.7 billion per kilometer, from 888 to 3.70 billion per kilometer, if not attended to in time. Consequently, failure to address 100 kilometers of rehabilitation-ready roads could impose an additional burden of 111 billion shillings to the government. Right Honorable Speaker. Further, the national asset value of Uganda's paved network has dropped from 37.4 trillion to 26.9 trillion, a depreciation of about 10.5 trillion, largely due to underfunding and deferred maintenance. This therefore calls for urgent need to provide funding to attend to the maintenance backlog. Right Honorable Speaker, this may not be in the statement. We have had discussions on this matter of maintenance. Not once, not twice, even within my committee, the Committee of Parliament on Infrastructure. And we have been urging that for every $10 we invest in construction, we should invest $3 in maintenance. It has not worked. But we have put this very clear to the Finance Department, the Ministry. Impact on unpaved roads and routine maintenance. The national gravel road network, spanning over 14,000 kilometers, is also facing significant pressure due to poor funding and recurring climate shock. The current condition assessment indicates that 48% of these roads are in good condition, 35% in fair condition, 17% in poor condition. Maintenance efforts are hampered by A, unreliable and inadequate rules for grading and spot improvement. 2, depletion of gravel materials in highly demanded districts. And 3, infrastructure degradation due to flooding, landslides, and prolonged wet seasons. The ministry, my ministry, its capacity to respond to routine maintenance demands has been overstretched. Without predictable funding and mechanization support, rural access and road connectivity are likely to deteriorate further. Strategic recommendation and priority actions. Right Honorable Speaker, in light of the impacts outlined above, the Ministry proposes the following measures to safeguard the value of the ongoing investment, restore the project's momentum, and prevent further deterioration of the road network. Prioritize and ring-fence funding for periodical maintenance. The most economically prudent intervention is to protect roads still in maintainable condition. Periodic maintenance should be prioritized and ring-fenced in this financial year to prevent the 1,933 kilometers from degrading into high-cost rehabilitation or reconstruction categories. This alone could avert a fiscal loss of 850 billion. 2, clear certified areas to enable resumption of works. The Ministry recommends that substantial portion of the 1.071 trillion in areas be cleared early enough in the financial year. 2, 1, prevent further contractor demobilization. 2, avert accumulation of commercial interest. 3, avoid prolongation costs arising from claims by contractors. And 4, restore momentum on suspended or slowed down sites. Priority should be placed on fully suspended government of Uganda funded projects such as Mitiana Mubende, Kampala Jinja, Busega-Mpigi Expressway, among others. 5, allocate a dedicated fund for land acquisition. On this matter, Right Honorable Speaker, we have made a resolution that we are not going to accept any project to be directed to commence a project if the Ministry of Finance has not provided money for land acquisition going forward. Because land acquisition is a recurring constraint affecting both donor and government-funded projects. So we need an immediate allocation of about 843 billion in this financial year. In order to, this would enable us to access the sites and avoid breach of contract obligations. Projects under disbursement pressure from development partners must be prioritized to protect Uganda's credibility. Assurance and conclusion, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, our road network remains a critical national asset that underpins economic growth, regional integration. Fortunately or unfortunately, we're in the center of the region, and our network does not only serve Uganda, it also serves our neighbors and delivery of service. Its total replacement value is estimated at 37.4 trillion. However, due to underfunding and deferred maintenance, this value has greatly depreciated by about 10.5 trillion. And the risks of further deterioration are growing if the funding levels remain unchanged. The funding shortfall of 2.472 trillion in this financial year has triggered project suspension, delayed land acquisition, accumulated arrears, and increased the fiscal exposure through interest and claim liabilities. The national paved network is now experiencing a backlog of 2,460 kilometers requiring urgent intervention. Without decisive action, an additional 500 kilometers may deteriorate and become more costly within this single year. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to assure you and all the honorable members that my ministry is committed to developing and maintaining the road network, but we need to be assisted, of course, be getting the right resources, and we shall frugally utilize the allocated resources in the most effective manner possible for a reliable and safe works, and also to ensure that our transportation infrastructure and services remain available to the public. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I beg to submit.
Thank Thank you, Honorable
So,
Minister.
right Honorable Speaker, on the document are annexes, which shows, one, the allocation versus the requirement of the key projects under Government of Uganda. Projects initially meant to be completed in the financial 24-25, which are not yet completed because again of funding. I will have a breakdown of roads in need of urgent intervention. That's roads which require periodic maintenance. They're lined out there in Annex 3. And that ends my report and submission. Thank you.
Okay. We've had a report from the minister, and I sent the government chief whip to call one of the ministers of finance. Let him first give us a report on the ministers of finance.
Right Honorable Speaker, as I did notify you, I called the Senior Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. He is traveling to Kigali to represent government. The Honorable Musasizi is believed to be in the constituency. The Honorable Anite is representing the ministry at State Lodge, Nakasero, for a meeting that Honorable Peter Ogwang has just moved for. Honorable Lugolobi, the phone is on, but not picking. So in the circumstances, that is the report I can give.
Thank you. There is a procedural matter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Originally, I wanted to ask the same, but now that the Honorable Government Chief Whip has told us the status of the ministers, is it procedurally right to put this report on hold until the ministers are here and even the Prime Minister? Honestly, the issue is about money, because this is a very beautiful report, well thought out, but the moment we discuss it or debate it without these ministers and the Prime Minister, we will not get an answer. Thank you. Right Honorable.
Honorable members, all that we are going to talk about is on lamentations.
Yes, lamentation. In fact, I have
without the people who provide the money. But Honorable Minister, I also want you to address the issue on the money for maintenance of the rural roads, the village roads, the 1 billion shillings. Yes. We have that money.
Yes, that one went.
That money. In the same districts, we also have UNRA roads, formerly UNRA roads. What is the way forward? Can you guide these people that they must also maintain these roads where possible? Because you cannot just abandon a road and say this is UNRA road, and yet you're able to maintain. If it requires us to add money to the district for them to maintain the roads, let them maintain the roads. You will not wait for Minister of Works to go and maintain these roads. There was an issue, the issue of PAPs, the project affected persons. You find most of these figures are inflated. Is it possible for us to standardize the valuations so that we have, and I think there is the valuation bill in the committee. When that valuation bill in the committee comes, we should be able to do something to avoid having figures that, inflated figures for PAPs. Yes?
Honourable Speaker, I do acknowledge the fact that our finance ministers are not present. In fact, on the front bench, we have just 2 ministers, and then maybe one person who is interested in becoming a minister sometime. Right Honorable Speaker, there's a generic issue which for me is beyond finance. It's good the government chief whip is here. Government has been propagating the Bubu policy. Buy Uganda, build Uganda. Some of the contractors that the minister is talking about are local contractors. These people's companies are closing down. They go to banks after you have given them a contract. So they go and secure a loan, a credit facility on account of that. But because they are not getting payment from government, their businesses are closing down, the young people they are employing, joblessness and so on. Government, you can't say one thing and then do another. I get perplexed whenever these so-called foreign investors, they come here, we give them free land. We give them tax waivers. Of late, we are guaranteeing them money. I don't know what kind of investors those are that will give you land, tax waivers, and then we guarantee you money and you call yourself an investor. But we have our local investors who are going to make sure this money here gets recycled within our economic platform, if you like. Why? Maybe government needs to help us. That this Bubu thing was only for we, the citizens, that when you go to the market, buy Ugandan products. But you, government, you do not want, you want to preach water and then drink wine. You cannot tell us to buy Ugandan products, and yet you are stifling Ugandan businesses. You should be prioritizing that. For me, Right Honorable, that's not a question for Minister of Finance. It's a question for government generally.
It is actually connected to finance because the areas to be paid is supposed to come from finance. So we need the areas paid to the people who have worked. Honorable Minister, when you talk about the roles that you really need to, that were suspended, I want you to include Busunju Kiboga Hoima Road, because this is a road that is going to be checked by CAF for us to be able to host the AFCON. So you need to prioritize on that road. If you're talking about 30 billion, that is little money. You should be able to get that money, and that's a local contractor where we even gave him money. That was Abubakar. We gave that local contractor our own money as government. Then you also look at the issue of, did we budget for the equipments for districts that don't have equipments, cities? Did we budget for it?
Right Honorable Speaker, there are districts which were identified as excessively big, and so one unit was not enough for them. And then also, you remember when we bought the equipment, we did not address the cities and municipalities and town councils. We have already provided the requirement to the Minister of Finance, and the last I heard is that it has been put in the system, possibly to use the same arrangement we used in buying the 1,151 which we distributed, so that they can get those equipment. That's about the equipment. About Busunju Kiboga Road and the contractor, Right Honorable Speaker, even when you look in some of the documents which I've given, where we spent the 420 billion, priority was given to local contractors. We gave them priority in paying for their IPCs. So we recognize their challenges, because these are people whom we interface with nearly every day through their body, UNABSEC, and we did give them some sizable amount. According to what we call the certificates which they are presented, we don't pay up front, we pay when the certificates are there.
Honorable Minister, yesterday I talked about a road from Mbarara to Bushenyi. It is basically potholes. As we wait for money to work on the whole road, why don't you just work on those smaller potholes so that the road is usable? Just like the way you're working on Kampala Lake, Jinja.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, we are now in that process. We started with the Gaza Karaji Road, which had also gone deteriorated. Now we are doing Jinja. We are left only with, I think, 1 or 2 sections at Uriantete and somewhere near Chigombia. When we finished, Mavida was done. I think there's a section in Mavida which we need, where the Kenyans got an accident when they were doing the pilgrimage. So we are in that process, Right Honorable Speaker. We want to reduce on contracting for every simple work. I remember we had potholes between Mijera and Kafu, and those were done by ourselves. The unit went and treated those potholes. When we move from Jinja Road, we intend to move to Chegegwa, between Chegegwa and Chenjojo, because that section has also greatly deteriorated. No, the Kabali-Mbarara Road has a contractor. The Kabali-Mbarara Road has a contractor who's working on it.
Honourable members, we had agreed we discuss this report when the finance people are there. Let's.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, yesterday, when we halted the minister from reading the statement, Madam Speaker, first of all, I want to thank the minister for being honest and for the report. But yesterday, when we halted the minister from presenting the report, you did ask members to give additional information for them to clarify. I found that missing from the minister's presentation. Maybe his colleague did not give him those issues. So now that we are going to have a discussion.
Can you, all of you, write those additional issues? We capture them, we give it to the minister.
Yeah, sure, but even your colleague, we gave him information, but we shall write.
Government Chief Whip, capture, get all the concerns of the members, let them write to you, and you forward all the issues to the minister. Yes. No,
Madam Speaker,
these people, by the way, they should not lie you, they are together. They talk.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to raise this point of procedure. I believe this is a house of record. If issues were raised on the floor of the house, they are captured by the Hansard. And therefore, members who did their part yesterday, the minister should be...
We are going to extract them from the Hansard and give to the minister.
Most obliged.
And even the ones who still have other issues.
Most obliged.
Like you who was not in the house.
Most obliged.
You was not in the house yesterday.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
You'll give your issues, we capture it, so that we now give the minister, when we are going for a debate, we have an exhaustive debate and we get a way forward as an institution.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, as I exhaust my point of procedure, there are issues which the minister may not need to wait on. For instance, you raised the issue of UNRA roads, the roads which UNRA was working on. Like trunk roads. I have 2 roads in my constituency. One is from Mabale, Burora, Rugashali to Chenzige. Another one from Mohoro, Cheterekera and Daiga. UNRA has been maintaining it before they abolished UNRA. And recently we gave the entire budget of UNRA to Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works have escaped and they are saying, we have no money. Where is the money that we gave you when you were taking over UNRA?
Honorable member, I have the accountability of the monies that were
talking about these suspended Tamaka roads, not these trunk roads which our people are using.
Honorable members, I believe all of you are chairpersons of the road committees in your villages. Do the monitoring and guide the... Can you people do the monitoring? You're all chairpersons of road committees. If you're not a chairperson of a road committee, then you're a weak member. How can you allow? Yes, Cow.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You know, I've already shared with you the serious concern of my sub-region of Buda Sacha Road. 28 kilometers, and the minister is aware.
Yes, I forwarded it to the minister.
But there is a clarification I want to seek from the minister, because it could be the reason that could have imposed the added financial burden on the budget. The ongoing progressive construction of roads in DRC Congo, courtesy of the budget here. Is it with your superintendents? And could it be the major reason that is causing the area? Because this works and the transport sector was one of the 4 lion shares. 4 lion shares over the budget. What could have happened?
Right, Honorable Speaker. If I may answer the Honorable directly. One, Bududa Sachura Road, the 28 kilometers. That road is under even NDP for now, for tamaking. However, Mbale Station has now put a contractor to maintain the road before we go into the tamaking. So it will be maintained. On the issue of the money, if I may, we had a discussion with the Minister of Finance. Actually, we had yesterday but one under the chairmanship of the President. And they said, yes, we understand, and this is what they said, but they'll be here to defend, that we understand your challenges, but as of now, because of elections, most of the money is in elections. So bear, and you are the people who are in elections. I'm not.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, of course, one thing is you need the people who are going to elect you alive. Those roads that we are talking about are causing a lot of accidents. Maybe next time when you have a meeting with them, you should involve some of us. Let's have a meeting with them and we see how best we can handle that. We are going to discuss this report when we have finance in the House. Can we have this on Tuesday, Honorable Government Chief Whip? Go to the microphone. Go to the microphone. Give all the issues to the minister, the issues that were raised, so that they are all catered for. Then we have a discussion on Tuesday.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I can guarantee to notify the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, but I may not guarantee the attendance.
Honorable Government Chief Whip, Honorable Government Chief Whip, can we have the Minister of Finance in the House and with the Senior Minister himself? Senior Minister, yourself, we want you, since you've started this process and you should be able to finish it.
Right, Honorable Speaker, in informing the Minister, I will formally write before the close of business today and also call. But to say I undertake to drag him here Honorable members, even you and me, you know you can't do that. So kindly allow me do my part.
Honorable Minister, I have not said you drag him, but it is your responsibility under Rule 16 of the Rules of Procedure. Honorable members, in the public gallery, we have pupils and teachers from New Hope Junior School, Makinde Sebagabo Municipality, Sabagabo. They are represented by Honorable Naluima and Honorable Serukenya David. Where are you? Where are they? You're welcome. Please stand up and we see you. Welcome, welcome. Join me in welcoming them. Still in the public gallery this afternoon, we have students from Islamic University in Uganda, Kampala campus, and Makinde Division, represented by Honorable Nyeko Derek and Honorable Shamim Malende. Where are you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. We also have in the public gallery, we have pupils and teachers from Goshen Nursery and Primary School from Soroti West. Soroti West Division, they are represented by Honorable Ebwalu and Honorable Adeke Ebajo. Where are you? Soroti West. You're welcome. Thank you for coming all the way. They are here to observe the proceedings. Thank you so much. Yes, what is burning?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I have an emergency in my district. One of my main roads is completely cut off. Yes, I cannot access the district headquarters because at actually 2 points. And there's a lot of pressure on the district road, and yet the district roads are not built to handle heavy trucks. This particular road I'm talking about is even not in your report. It is Awe Rhino Camp Road, which has completely been neglected for a very long time. It ferries very heavy agricultural products from Lakang, bringing it to serve the whole of Uganda. Right now, as we speak, people cannot use that road. I'm telling you the truth. People are not using that road. They are using the district road, which has now completely even broken because of heavy trucks using district roads. This is the emergency I have. If I don't say it, I will not be voted, so I have to say it. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, you've heard, and then the issue of the road safety. I don't know if it is activated from the time it came to the ministry. Remember, we had a complaint here when the works are on the way. No, you can't know whether there are works. When there's a truck which is pulled, there are no signs to show there's a truck here which is pulled. All these kind of things. Honorable Minister, you may need to give us a response to that effect. Can we go to the next item?
Item 4 on the order paper. Presentation of petition of the Nubian community.
We will have this debate on Tuesday on the issue of the roads. And Honorable Minister, you are only biased on road transport. For us people who stay in the island, the island people like Honorable Moses, you should, exactly. So you also give us a response to that.
Item 4 on the order paper.
Honorable, Yes, Honorable Naomi.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've been in Parliament for some time. Parliament is supposed to legislate, but also appropriate. I find it somehow awkward for us to say that the Minister for Finance, whom we give money, should come and be in Parliament. And Chief Whip did not even fear or to say that I'm not able.
Where is the Chief Whip?
To pull him.
You first
I find it awkward for Parliament to call a minister and the minister says he cannot come.
You first call. You first call Chief Whip.
Honorable Speaker, it should be, we should take it on a serious note that Cabinet should take Parliament as a serious body, and when we say that we want him to come for a purpose which is needed by the whole country, he should be able to appear. Not to say that someone is in this country, another one is where. They are taking us, to me, from the history, they are taking us for granted, and which should not be the case.
Chief Whip, you had...
Therefore, is it procedurally right for the Chief Whip to tell us that he will not be able to drag the minister to come to Parliament? It's really very unfortunate that the minister cannot take you serious because you represent both Parliament and government. There is no way Parliament can say that the minister comes to tell us what we want, and after all, we give him the money just to tell us what has happened. And then he says he cannot come, you call him, he's not. They are not taking Parliament serious. And I'm saying that from what I have known since I came to Parliament, there is no Parliament which can call a minister at any given time and he fails to come. So I'm wondering what has happened. I need to be educated.
Honorable Member, Rule 16.2a, the role of and functions of a whip to ensure that members attend, participate in the proceedings, and vote in Parliament. That is 16.2. And then when you look at 52, ministers to attend the House to answer questions. So the rules are very, very clear. Honorable Obua, one of your roles to ensure that people are in the House. Two, there is also a rule that mandates the ministers to ensure that they're in the House. So, as the government chief whip, your work, you should be able to whip the members to be in the House, much as the rules also mandate them to be in the House. But it is a simple thing, simple.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Wait.
In principle, every member of Parliament elected to represent a constituency is expected to be in Parliament when Parliament is sitting. In principle, every minister appointed by the President, approved by Parliament through the committee, is expected to be in Parliament. What I have stated is the real thing. I have undertaken to write to the minister, communicating the decision of Parliament, and that letter is being worked on. I have stated that I do not have that powers to drag that minister literally on the floor, but I will do my responsibility of whipping how I whip them through those formal ways. I think I am right. Unless you are telling me one day a government chief whip who served before dragged the minister here literally.
The process of writing, Honorable Minister, is more of dragging them. I mean, that's your role as a government chief whip. You are the one who's supposed to ensure members are in their house. This is not anything for debate.
Madam Speaker, I have made my commitment. Because I do not want to come here on Tuesday, then the question is posed to me. That question now must be posed to the minister, because the letter I'm going to write is copied to the speaker. I would have done my part of whipping. So the minister should now be here to answer. If he doesn't come, you don't pose the question back to the whip. I would have done my part as a whip.
We shall do it. Ross.
Yeah, thank you so much, Right
Whip, we shall hold you accountable.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I join the rest in asking our Chief Whip to get more serious on this. Right Honorable Speaker, yesterday we lost the former ambassador to Egypt, His Excellency Angwalia Laus Richard. He perished with another one in a road accident, because I did mention here yesterday that our roads have gone from bad to worse. His head burst in the middle of the road. We are pleaded here about our roads in West Nile. We do not even have culverts when we want to do it ourselves. This is more than the word serious. Just imagine how within seconds we lost 3 people in West Nile yesterday at 4 p.m. as we were here in the house. So we're asking you, our Chief Whip, it's not a bed of roses. From the frying pan into fire. Can we get these people to do their work? If they are not capable, any member here can be a minister. This information should go to the president, other than letting people occupy spaces that they cannot even work in. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Rose. Honorable members, I have my visitors here who want to go. Can we look at the petition? Honorable members, petitions are avenues through which the public may seek parliamentary intervention on matters that are relating to the public. The Nubian community in Uganda petitioned my office. And when they petitioned my office, they were brought by Honorable Kirumira Hassan, the Member of Parliament of Katukamu, where the Nubian community live or stay or come from. And pursuant to Rule 31(3) of the Rules of Procedure, will now request Honorable Kirumira Hassan to present the petition.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to move and present a petition under Rule 31 of our Rules of Procedure regarding the Uganda Nubian community, and this petition was presented to your office, and the members or the delegation from the Nubian community are here to witness the presentation of this petition. Right Honorable Speaker, despite being bona fide citizens of Uganda, the Nubian community has continuously faced discrimination and marginalization. The Nubi feature in the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as one of the indigenous tribes of Uganda. The Nubi became an indigenous tribe in Uganda as far as 1844, following their migration to Uganda through the northern route from the Republic of Sudan and their subsequent settlement in urban areas, including Bombo. Right now, Speaker, The Nubians were integrated fully in the Ugandan communities through business transactions, intermarriages, their military activities, and have greatly participated in the nation building and national development. The Nubian community are marginalized and are facing several challenges which greatly impact their overall well-being and advancement. The Nubian community has been marginalized by government in respect of appointment to public offices, including ministries, boards, and foreign services, and barely has representation in local government structures, which has excluded them from political participation. The decision by the President of the Republic of Uganda to grant Bombo municipality has not been implemented, yet Bombo town, commonly known as the Crowd of the Nubian community, originally enjoyed municipality status from the 1970s to 1996. However, it was consequently relegated to a town council, thus negatively affecting their political and economic privileges associated with the municipality. Honorable Speaker, with the fall of President Idi Amin regime in 1979, and later the 5-year NRA rebellion in Luero Triangle, in which Bombo is situated, many Nubians were killed, their homes were destroyed, and property looted, yet since then, there has never been any recognizable government intervention aimed at assisting the community recover their land, property, and losses that were incurred. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Nubian community, as mentioned above, were business people. Their bank accounts belonging to some of the members of the Nubian community were frozen by government after the overthrow of Idi Amin Dada, and efforts to get them reinstated have remained unsuccessful. Consequently, most of them have remained in their poverty. Right, Honorable Speaker, the existing health facilities assessed by the Nubian community in Bombo lacks the essential medical equipment for carrying out diagnostic tests and treatment, and they do not have an ambulance, and that has definitely affected the health standards of the people in Bombo. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Nubian community suffered great unemployment, which has left many young graduates idle, with many abandoning their studies. The rate of young Nubians that drop out of schools is so high due to inability of parents to afford school fees and teenage pregnancies, among other issues that are affecting the Bombo, or the Nubian community. Right, Honorable Speaker, we therefore, by the petition, your petitioners pray that Parliament urges government, 1A, implement the presidential directive to reinstate the municipality status of Bombo due to various benefits that will realize them, that will be realized from such reinstatement. 2, adequately equip the health facility at Bombo with necessary medical supplies and equipment. C, undertake measures to improve the economic status of the Nubian community through strengthening existing savings and credit cooperatives organizations within the Nubian communities and providing relevant training. Honorable Speaker, they also pray for the implementation of a presidential directive to refurbish schools in Bombo, particularly Bombo SS. Many months ago, the president gave a directive for Bombo SS to be refurbished, but even up to now, nothing has materialized. Right, Honorable Speaker, they also pray or appeal to government to provide support and resources to strengthen existing savings and credit cooperatives. We are aware of PDM money that was disbursed, but again, most of the Nubian communities are Muslims. And because this PDM money attracts interests, most of them have decided to stay away from PDM money because of the interests, as it is regarded as haram. And consequently, we call upon government to come and provide products to the Nubian community that are interest-free, so that they are included in the economics and the economy of this country. Dear Right Honourable Speaker, establishing vocational training that will help to upskill the youth of Bombo. Many of them, as we speak, they are on the streets. They are in the position of getting trained, getting some skills, and being positioned to do something. But right now, as we speak, most of the youth within Bombo are jobless, they have no future, and therefore we call upon government to provide vocational training for them to be upskilled. Right Honourable Speaker, we also pray that government consider appointing duly qualified Nubians in public offices, in public office positions, and enhancing their participation in politics. Right Honourable Speaker, finally, with all those grievances and the need for affirmative action, we pray that the relevant committee of parliament investigate the issues of the Bombo community and report to this parliament. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, and the humble petitioners, as duly bound, will forever pray. And here too, your humble petitioners have appended their signatures. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you so much for presenting the report on behalf of the Nubian community. And you want?
I say something?
Yes.
Right, thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I would have loved my colleague here, because the Nubian community are not only concentrated in Bombo. There is a Nubian community in Soroti City, Kijijanji, in Fort Portal, in a place called Kitumba, in Arua. I think this petition should cover the whole country where the Nubian community are based. But I support the petition. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable members will amend and say all the Nubian communities in Uganda. All the Nubian communities in Uganda. Yes, Enos?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
But you see, once you are aggrieved, you come and seek redress. These ones are aggrieved. They've come. The Soroti ones have not come. Maybe they're okay. Maybe they have no problem. But let's first look at what petition came to the house. Let's not deprive the ones who came here and bring everybody on board. Because these ones are aggrieved. Yes?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I appreciate the fact that our brother brought the petition on the floor of Parliament. But then some of the issues, I think they cut across. When you talk about government facilities, health facilities, they are for everyone in the community. I don't think we're going to have a health facilities for every community or every tribe or every cultural institution.
What do you want?
My argument is this, Madam Speaker. We should...
Honorable Enos, why are you acting mean? You're being
I'm not being mean, Madam Speaker.
And remember, these people are watching at you.
Yes, exactly.
No.
I was coming to the amendment I wanted, Madam Speaker.
Excuse me. It is their right. It is their right to be looked after by the government. It is a government role to ensure that the health of these people is well catered for. And anybody else, even your community can come and complain and say we do not have health facilities. If your community is not doing that, it's not our business. Honorable members, let's be fair to some people. Honorable members, considering that some of the prayers of the petitioners require interministerial action. I want to invoke Rule 31(7) of the Rules of Procedure and refer the petition to the Prime Minister and lead of government business for expeditious action. And I remember when we had a report on Banyarwanda something. It was, I don't know the name. I am happy the President of the Republic of Uganda resolved that issue. And I am sure once this goes to the Prime Minister, this issue is going to be resolved, and we will expect this response within 45 days as stipulated in Rule 3111 of the Rules of Procedure. Honorable Hassan and Brenda, we want to thank you for bringing the petition. And we also want to thank the Nubian community for raising their concerns. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, Hassan?
Madam Speaker, I want to categorically thank you for allowing this petition first and foremost. But the clarification I want to make was that our petition was very inclusive. It is regarding the Nubian community. And Right Honourable Speaker, the Nubian community is also very thankful to your office, because last year during Ramadan, when a donation was done by Parliament for a cemetery in Kachiri, they also benefited in terms of expanding a cemetery in Bombo with a donation of money that was used to buy acres of land, and forever that community will be indebted the Parliament of Uganda. Thank you.
At least you're one person I hear appreciating our contribution as Parliament. Next. Enos.
You didn't allow me to finish, but honestly, I was not against the petition. I just wanted to clarify on one issue.
Yes.
They mentioned the issue of bank accounts that have been frozen. I was trying to be very specific. If you can tell the banks and all those things, I think it would be very good.
Were you born at that time? Let the Prime Minister handle.
Item 5 on the order paper, laying of papers. 5.1, report of the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation on the oversight field visits in regard to research and development in zonal agricultural station ZADIs under the stewardship of NARO.
Honorable members, pursuant to Rule 35.1 of the Rules of Procedure, I will invite the chairperson of Committee of Science and Technology to table the report.
Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable colleagues, I beg to report of the report of the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation on the oversight field visits in regard to research and development in zonal agricultural stations called ZADIs in short, under the stewardship of NARO. I beg to lay.
Please lay. Honorable members, the report will be deposited in the parliamentary library for ease of reference. You want it, please get it from there for you to be able to look at it. Yes.
Item 5.2, laying of papers, report of the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation on field visits to selected industrial value chains in the central, western and eastern regions.
Pursuant to Rule 35.1 of the Rules of Procedure, the chairperson of Science and Technology will still lay the report.
Right, Honorable Speaker and the honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the report of the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation and on field visits to selected industrial value chains in central, western, and eastern regions of Uganda. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Please lay, and the report will be deposited in the parliamentary library for ease of reference. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Item 6 on the order paper, Bill second reading, the Engineering Professionals Bill 2024.
Honorable Minister. Government.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to pray that this matter be deferred. Both the Minister of Works is not here. The chair of the committee, the phone is off. The deputy chair of the committee, I called, the phone is on and told me is attending to a patient at Chirudu Hospital. And I did indicate that to you. I can give you his number and you call him.
Honorable members, House adjourned to tomorrow.
That's it.
And we are going home, Chair. No, even tomorrow.